Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what he said. Thank you, Mike. Exactly what I said. Thank you. You truly understand English, the words I say coming out of my mouth perfectly. This is close. This is as close as it gets. This is like a GG liquid match. This is it.
Yeah. To be fair, they haven't been exactly close as of late.
That was not close.
No. Anyway, I believe you, John. I believe it could happen.
You know what's funny? Think about this really hard, right? Then this also bleeds into NA. The Bali Major in Indonesia, that is where Bali is located, potentially just has no Indonesians. Literally, White Bond was probably the clear, could have been it. Mikado could have been it. Guess what? No.
Wrong. It's not going to happen. Yeah, that's a real shame for the fans that are attending, for sure. It's just no Indonesians to cheer on at the moment, Well, if this goes Alpha's way, they get 2-1 this series, John, and then there might be,
Yeah, for sure. But to be fair as well, with the tickets, I don't know if there are many locals anyway. I'm pretty sure I'm expecting the usual Bali crowd of a bunch of Michael Phoenixes.
Oh, that's a bit... Well, what do you mean by that, John? What does that mean to me?
You enjoy Bali, right? You like Bali.
You're saying Australians. You're saying a lot of Australians are going to be there.
I'm saying you specifically. I know what you did. I know where your casting money's going. You're not watching over your child. You're watching the beach.
That's it. If we don't get hired, just buy out all the tickets. Nobody goes. That's all. That's what's going to happen.
Michael Phoenix's game plan right there. So we have a pause. All according to plan here, Mike. I've read the scripts of every region. I am aware. I've got editing power.
Yeah, I mean, you've basically casted every region at this point, this tour, John. So we are going to have a quick disconnection here from Steel. The complaint is lag. Looks like Takai is having the same issues, so they're going to have a reconnection. We may as well talk about the mid lane, John. May as well actually talk about the game. Gunnar versus Steel here on the Magnus versus Ember matchup. I don't know which way this will go. I think there's outplay potential on both sides of this mid matchup, but I don't really see the Mag struggling to CS. That's kind of the thing, like with Magnus at the moment, is you just empower yourself and then you just hit creeps. It's very fun.
Yeah, you're already off to a good start with a lot of denies coming out here on Gunnar, although not too much CS. Steel's doing a good job of getting his own denies off. Level 1 Shockwave does mean that you're not CSing as smoothly, although to be fair, Magnus does have a base damage of 69. Nice skewer back there.
There it is. That's what you want to see. Still getting body blocked just a little bit here. Gunnar might have enough, but the Fairy Fire is there. Shockwave in a moment. He needs a right click with that Shockwave. Maybe 2. Oh, he can't reach the body block with the tree. Rather, the tree block was there from Steel. Gave him just enough. But Gunnar has skewer available, so Steel, I don't think he really enjoys sitting here with no HP. It's not going to be very easy to CS like this.
Yeah, it's uncomfy, and you're also just going to have Shockwave skewer back once more. At least you have the Sleight of Fist, but when you see it committed, does provide that opening for Gunnar. Has enough to get one more combination off. So I guess we're seeing that mid matchup start to pull away now for Gunnar just with that early aggression. Granted, Steel does have at least the healing salve up so he can recover if he is shoved away once more. You will have to watch your position. That is key up against any Magnus matchup. Just have to watch your spacing between those two heroes, otherwise a skewer back and could be dead.
I heckin' love Magnus. Of course, bottom lane Satoshi and Braxy against Yamsun and Husky. The Pulse 1 Void Spirit making its reappearance to John's dismay. The difference is, though, Yamsun, he's having a pretty good time right now. John, not really struggling too much as the Void Spirit, though. Satoshi's going to try and get a little bit aggressive, but ultimately Yamsun going to be fine to just walk away casually.
Yeah, and I think the one thing with this matchup is that it's actually pretty easy for Void Spirit. Like, you aren't too scared for Primal Beast. You've always got the Remnant to save you. It's double melee into Void Spirit. So if you do run up, you just give more value to the Resonant Pulse. You can't really just run up and try to right-click harass the Void Spirit out of this lane. So it is steady for Yamsun. Like, he's going to be able to farm. He's going to be able to do what he wants. and they can apply pressure onto Satoshi. He's not going to be able to do as much here. At the least, Braxy is again going for these pull plays. They're just trying to get EXP flowing on their side. If you leave the Primal Beast alone, it can be a little bit risky.
This is a lot of damage. Satoshi will eventually uproar to be able to get away. Husky, though, still chasing with the leap. Will not be able to secure the kill, but they do just keep him very low in that HP pool, and Braxy is forced to salve him up and hand over a Tango. Satoshi bringing out an extra bracer, though, and does bring out his own set of Tangos again. Has a Fairy Fighter boot, so he's quite a bit tankier now as the Primal Beast. But the thing is, they can just keep harassing him down. Like, he's already quite low as it is. He's going to try and uproar and trample, and he might find Husky, but no, Husky is fine for now. Braxy's the one to chase him down. First blood has happened, by the way, at the top lane, where Takaya goes down to Mu, but Braxy is able to find a trade across the map. Still first blood, though, going the way of nouns on the Enigma.
You're more than happy. Again, the aggression starting to pile on up top. You've got the levels for Lelis to just commit onto these heroes. And it's not the comfiest.
Almost dying there. Bleskid able to pounce away, and Takaya was out with the blast off to try and keep him alive. They have brought up Husky here at the top lane. Husky proving to be one of the better supports at rotating, as he does have the level 2 Starstorm as well. Trying to land it, is going to get it perfectly. Right on the edge for Bleskid. And poor old Takaya just trying to get himself out, but Mu able to secure a secondary kill. And I'll tell you, like, one guy that's really impressed me over the past tour is Husky. Like, he's been rotating, being so active on any pos 5 he plays, and he's always finding impact as bottom lane. Lelis maybe going a little bit far, but no, the Aether Remnant. Oh, Braxy tips a little bit too early again. Unfortunate.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. Lelis will just be able to walk back.
Steal.
Oh.
Yeah, Husky, I'm telling you, this guy, he's playing a very strong pos 5. I think the meta really suits him with all this roaming.
Yeah. Like, it's basically like you have 2 4s right now on the side of nouns. That just allows you to really control the map early, contest these runes, contest wisdom runes, which is pretty damn big. I like that little move for Lelis, as they just get to rotate once more. Get to get the clean up on Satoshi while everyone else is stuck mid. Braxy had to show up to relieve some of that pressure. And a 5-2 start. Lelis does reset on the tower. But already a good start for Nouns once more. That's safely in Void Spirit. Find every single lane going swimmingly well. Like, Moo's just allowed to shove in.
Damage.
He's
Takaya just
got the level advantage.
losing over half his HP on the techies there, just from a Starstorm and a Blood Grenade. RP being threatened here by Gunners. Braxy puts the hand up, but may not really be out of danger yet, as the blast-off does come through, but I think Braxy is waving them goodbye, as he is probably set to die. Husky just constantly chasing him down, is gonna have enough. Gunner maybe feeling like he's wasting a little bit of time rotating like that into the jungle, but he was there for a power rune, to be fair, so won't really mind too much. As top lane, Lelis. This is a pos 4, by the way, John. Just diving Bleskid. Tier 2 tower is going to be a bit too much for him to dive into. But they are not allowing Bleskid any kind of game this series.
They're kind of repeating what happened in game 1. Just extreme pressure up top, preventing any sort of start from coming out in the safe lane. And the Solark is a little bit of a strange one. Like, it can jungle, but it does have much more sensitive farm timings. They're trying to get aggressive onto Yamsen at the least, but you don't have enough stuns to keep a Void Spirit down.
No, he's got double bracer as well. Like 1.1k HP pool on the Void Spirit at the moment. Feeling pretty healthy. Now with the treads up even more. They're doing some pretty decent damage, but yeah, it's just really nowhere near enough yet. Not for Yamsen. Maybe with Satoshi, Onslaught going to be juked out with the Dissimulate. Takaya would love a blast-off attempt, as Yamsen's running right back into him, looking for that level 6 perhaps, but he cannot get it in time. Yamsen, though, is still alive, finally going down, but maybe it was all a bait. Yamsen understood the assignment, and he got 3 for his own life, I think, as Satoshi does go down. I mean, well worth it, even if it is your pos 1 Void Spirit. it feels more so the Gunner's the pos 1 on the mag. So, you know, if you're finding a 3-for-1 trade, you'll be happy to die for that.
Sure. Like you get this start that you'd want on pretty much every other hero. Gunner has space to clear out these stacks mid with the Mask of Madness up and running. And, you know, the universal strat is working out for nouns. I mean, we just have a whole bunch of bracers and a whole lot of heroes. And that's all you need. Like, there's a bracer in pretty much everyone but Husky.
Also,
So balanced.
Do you really want to dive in, Satoshi? There's 3 heroes around. Luckily, they do miss the arrow here from Husky, but is it gonna matter? Because Satoshi is just getting dived here by Yamsun, and Yamsun does get him. Now, he just respawned and TP'd in. He is making the walk of shame back to the lane.
It's,
Pretty rough start for Alpha, John.
It's space at the least. You know, space for Blessed Kid. He needs this Echo Saber up. He queued up the Midas earlier, does opt not to go for it, understanding that you have a lineup that really needs to play faster here. So even just the Echo Saber on the Slork should give you something to play with, to tie in with your Ember, to tie in with your Primal Beast, and get going from there. So, like that change. Feel like you've still given a little bit too much room out to Gunner to get what he wants on that Magnus, and the instantly Moonlight Shadow out here.
Braxy. I think he spotted this out. He's going to see Gunner pop up. Braxy going to reveal his position, might even find a secondary courier. And we'll find Gunner's courier now. So both Yamsun and Gunner both losing their couriers as Blastoff was there from Takaya. I mean, Braxy's still giving a lot of info over, but now Lilith is just going to say, screw this, I want this guy dead. And eventually, he is probably just gone. They had the dust anyway if they needed it. Braxy just taking a bit of gold with him while he's at it.
Just finding a pick-off in exchange for those couriers. You feel pretty alright on Alpha to get that done, though. It's gold spread out across everyone. Your big issue right now for Braxy is that you're stuck at level 4. So he needs a way to soak some EXP up. You need these tracks to come out in Alpha. Once you kind of tie in with track plus your Slark Echo Saber timing, the game feels a little bit more playable. You know, the pickoffs feel a lot more rewarding. And considering your deficit, you can rubber band back into this game pretty well if Alpha sees some openings. Right now, very hard to spot that out.
Satoshi, getting caught by a Remnant, is going to be fine. Meanwhile, Husky has found Braxy. Arrow not being thrown yet. He's holding onto it for the right moment. Braxy preemptively juking out. Arrow not going to be on the target. Pretty hard to land if they can see you throwing it. Nevertheless, I mean, the impact he's had already is just huge. As we are seeing in a game where they're 11-3, 6k advantage for Nouns. All the core's highest net worth here for Nouns' move. Might even try for a solo kill as he gets a mid-pounce. It's kind of the thing with Enigma, right? Like, even if the hero doesn't feel strong right now, you get caught like that and you're low level, you're probably going to die. As Yamsun, speaking of dying, looks like he is set to fall as well. So he can not get away from Alpha. A nice pick off to start with the Void Spirit going down. They will lose Braxy, but it's a good way of at least trading position once. Still a valuable pickup here for Alpha.
Yeah. Nice big pickup for themselves. Again, focusing all their resources together just to find these single targets. It's big because it just lets you try to get the levels up. It lets you try to get a launching point off your Ember and Primal Beast, who are still struggling. Like we're at the point where, you know, 6k lead is pretty big for now. And most of that is on Mu, to be fair, but you've got the full Octarine up on this Enigma,
Takaya.
and he does a lot of right click right now.
Takaya getting caught there. Mid blast off with the lasso of Lilith. Not going to be able to get away. Yeah, I mean, Nouns. I mean, they're playing maybe a bit of a slower game here for now, but it's basically a matter of when Gunner's ready to go, they will start to move as a unit. For now, they're just interested in having a few kills their way, as there is going to be a smoke from Alpha. Or rather, just Braxy walking in with the Shadow Walk. See Husky. Husky will see him as well. They will try for the bounty hunter's life, but he does have help behind him. Husky now being targeted, but does have the leap charges to get away. Lelis, however, has to run the old-fashioned way. The pulverize is going to land. Yamson looking to try and jump in. Gunner has joined in as well. It could be a big RP to come out, but no, he doesn't quite get it. He's pump fake for now. It is still available. Sadly, Gunner did not have the blink to land the 5-man. Nevertheless, though, Satoshi goes down anyway. They did find Lelis, but it's not the greatest trade as Braxy gonna reveal himself for the sake of the courier. Moo will chase him down. Takaya is also still around. Mind you, Alpha, they are hanging about on the high ground. Blesskid and Steel are coming in. But I don't know if they can really make it over. And in fact, Braxy's fine anyway. He actually makes it out.
Anxious to bail out. It's still a decent pickup for the side of nouns, but it's a lot more worthwhile for Alpha, even though it is just the support bat. You're so far behind that you just gain more with these single target pickoffs. So you're fine with that. You're getting some EXP up and running. For Braxy, the Wisdom Runes are still intact. So you can kind of find this one for the side of Alpha, which again, you need on Braxy more than anything else. That is his level 6. So you've got track now. You've got that potential to run and gun all over again. And just look for that lead through these pickoffs. Lelis is kind of going ham here, just chasing Satoshi a little bit, but not too far.
Alpha going to start pressuring the bottom tier 1 tower. Yamson hanging around, does have the Echo Saber up now, so could go for the solo pickoff potentials. Braxy is going to reveal himself, but Braxy does have help around him. Aether Remnant off the mark from Yamson, but he's actually trapped him in the tree line, so he has to walk in. Oh, what a way to get a kill. He just could knock it out without walking into the Aether Remnant. Meanwhile, Roshan just stunning up Moo completely as he's trying to chase down Takaya. Takaya going to blast off across the Roshan pit, go for the TP out immediately. Should be just fine to do so. Still a massive lead for Nouns, to be fair, though. Again, I think they're just playing a very slow game here, but Husky looking for Blesskid. Still's going to show up. They do not have detection on these cores, though, so they can't really find the Mirana. Meanwhile, Blesskid being chased down here by Lelis. Does use the Dark Pack preemptively, just in case the lasso was set to come out. Meanwhile, Husky eventually being found out, but now the jump is in from Yamson. Braxy is going to go down as Blesskid does show up now, looking for Husky. Will land the pounce, but this is for a Mirana. Onslaught is in, Black Hole is out, Moo has caught both. They walked right into it. Even the lasso in. Has found Still, he'll remnant away. Desperate plays from Alpha that certainly do not feel like they're worthwhile.
Yeah, it's way too much sacrifices being made by Alpha now for these single target pickoffs, and quite frankly, it's not the pickoffs you necessarily want. Again, you take what you can get if that goes out cleanly, but when you sacrifice 3 heroes for the support, it's an issue. Full SNY up and running now for Gunner. More stat resist, more stats in general to be even stronger on this universal typing. And 20-6 now at 16.5 minutes in. It's a bit of a repeat of game 1 here, Mike. Now it's looking strong. Alpha looking just a little bit outclassed here.
They certainly are. Looking like a pretty big repeat of game 1, to say the least. Just maybe a little bit slower paced.
Yeah, it's not as crazy as the last game, but it's crazy enough, I guess. 5 universal heroes. I mean, what a draft.
Bottom lane, Braxy goes down. Yamson going to be okay to dissimulate. Gets the Aether Remnant to land onto the Ember, but still is going to go for a chase with the double damage rune, and Yamson is out of Astral Step charges. Sadly for Still, though, he literally just cannot keep up. Didn't have enough mana himself to continue the chase with his own remnants. So Yamson's going to be just fine to walk away from this. Funny thing is, like, Moo's been farming this whole game on the Enigma. Like, he's highest net worth. He's basically the real carry at the moment. His item build kind of reveals that as well, almost, as Blesskid. Gonna be chased down here by Gunner. No blink up yet, but does have a skewer available now. Meanwhile, bottom side, Lelis has been spouted out on the Bat Rider. He'll just go for a run though. In fact, he'll turn back onto Braxy. Has the lasso up and ready. Could go for it, but Braxy, no, he'll be left alone. Blastoff does connect. Lelis still being chased down here as the Bat. Still will show up and have the damage to take him out. Here comes the cavalry though. Now slowly moving their way in, but they decide better of it. They're not going to start a fight here. They'll leave them be. But Alpha, it seems like they want to try and press the advantage they have. 4v5, they're going to rush into the mid lane, try to see if they can catch out this Enigma. Pounce was towards Husky, but Husky is okay. Bleskid does have the Ags, but Moo might just catch him out. And he does. Even voice lines in mid black hole. Meanwhile, Yamsun also finding Takaya. It's a pretty rough game if you are Alpha.
It really is. There's no two ways about it. Is this going to be a full Vambrace gang on the tier 2s just because they're all universal? Looks like it as well.
I mean, they've all got braces.
Yeah. There's a bracer in each one. This is the universal build, man. Simple. Brain off, bracer up, stats up. Easy. One less thing to worry about when you play Dota 2.
I like it. Makes sense. Love the fact that they buffed the bracer as well. After 7.33 initially came out, they're like, oh, we need a buff bracer. Universal heroes aren't strong enough yet. The bracer's up, boys.
Yeah. That's all you need. It's the stat efficiency. Oh.
Bless kid. I mean, jeez, that's a lot of damage. That is so much damage. I mean, to be fair, he is standing in the midnight pulse. Not generally advised. Moo gonna get tracked up, realizes it immediately, but he's surrounded by 5 heroes. Sadly for him, no black hole available. Otherwise, he would have had a field day there. A nice pickup though. That's the highest net worth hero of Nouns going down, which now makes it so Gunner's the highest net worth hero in the Magnus. But nevertheless, a pretty important pick off to find if you're Alpha.
Yeah, I mean, that's one kill that helps you bounce back again, reeling in some of that net worth deficit that has built up and giving themselves a little bit more time still. Roshan is being started here by Nouns. Alpha on the opposite side of the map. Their team fight, again, isn't as amazing as the side of Nouns, so even contesting this would have been a pretty tall order. And this is going to be more than likely Gunners or Yamsun's first Aegis of the game. I like Gunner's build, just straight into a Swift Blink. Who needs the skewer back place? You know, who needs this bloody harpoon? Ooh.
He's got a black hole. He has found 2 of them now. Braxy walked back into it. Satoshi, though, he has not died yet. The damage was not enough, but in comes Nouns, completely wiping the side of Alpha. My goodness. Calm down, boys. Calm down a little bit.
No calming down. Full speed ahead. Nouns goes as, well, they clean up and they don't lose anyone. Even Moo is just surviving through the onslaught. I'm a little bit disappointed that Moo is just going for the Sanj. Just go for the Ags. Go for the black hole pull. Just do it, Moo.
Oh,
you know
he changed
you want
it.
to.
He was going for the Ags.
He's going Sanj now. Sad.
Oh, we are going to have a pause. Bless Kid's disconnected here. Maybe lag issues again. Don't think it's a rage quit quite yet.
No, definitely not. Shouldn't be. Still somewhat playable of a game. High ground defense is not too bad. You've got track kills that can bounce you back in this game if Nouns starts to feel themselves a little bit too much. So you've got some tools to find an opening. You just need to be able to find that opening somehow.
It's not easy. It is not easy at the moment. It's still a much better game, though, for Alpha than last game, even though it doesn't feel like it at the moment. But you are... Yeah, it's a 15k net worth lead, but, last game was just about ending around this time, so... It does feel like they still have themselves a decent shot at trying to make a comeback here, Alpha. They've got to be able to outplay now. So, like, when you're this far behind, you've got to find a way to outplay them, and that's something we just haven't seen from Alpha when it comes to going up against Nouns yet. feel like there hasn't been one team fight that we've really seen where we were like, wow, that was a complete outplay against nouns. You know, maybe a couple pickoffs here and there individually, but well, here we go. Pause is done. We're underway once again. And nouns looking to pressure that top tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Husky's being chased down here by Braxy. Braxy needs a little bit of help to get this done, but he does still a bit of gold for himself, and Husky hands over the tip. He's like, all right, you take that 50 gold. Enjoy.
Take it. You need it more than Husky does at the moment, and you're not going to be able to kill them Rana off anyway. You're fine with just poking and prodding inside of nouns. I mean, everything's just coming together. Lullis is also going Octarine. Gunner, his Swift Blink's almost done. The Ags is still... Okay, Moo goes back for the Ags, thank goodness.
Beautiful.
Ags not too far off. So about 1,000 gold, and then we'll get the Black Hole Gravitational Pull, always cool.
Steal. Nice remnant away. Alpha right behind them at the moment, but they don't realize, because they were within the moonlight. They are both just gone. Gunner, double kill on the Magnus. Satoshi still trying to run back to his base. Might run into Yamsun here. Yamsun will just turn the other way. Won't bother with trying to go for this. Instead, I think they just want the tier 2 mid tower. Still just trying to buy more time for Blessed Kid, I suppose, is Alpha, but Moo is probably about to black hole him. Asked for a bit more TPs, but, I don't even know if he needed it. There you go.
Yeah.
Blessed Kid is gone. Meanwhile, Gunner, he's going to just push in the T3 mid tower, and he just blinks out. Nobody hits him. He just blinks out freely.
Yeah, it's rough going for Alpha. Swift Blink fully up now on Gunner. It's even more output, even more speed coming out from him as well. I mean, everything's there. Ags up on Moo. Next black hole, it's going to have that pull. A little bit more damage as well. Everything you could possibly ask for in a game for all the cores here on Nouns are there. I mean, you lose out the Lincolns on Yamsun at the least, on the Courier, but you're not able to dip outside your map. All tier 2's gone. High ground's the next step, and we're more than set for it now on the side of Nouns. Like, look at the right clicks from Gunner. Just melts the objectives.
Gunner looking to put an end to this game with the rest of his team. He's a bit low. Has the Aegis up for a minute and a half, though, so he's going to be perfectly fine. So he almost loses it. May as well go for the reset now, but he's going to just charge into Braxy. Try to find this pesky bounty as Blessed Kid going to jump in, uses the Dark Pack, uses the Shadow Dance. He's just using his whole kit, trying to survive just in case Gunner wanted to pop the RP. He does not, though. And without the Aegis, Nouns are going to back off a little bit preemptively. Not looking to rush this game. They're just, this is their ticket to Bali. They're just going to take it easy.
Yeah. No need to stress out about it. You can just play your hand well and just shut down these opportunities from Alpha. And everything still feels fine. Like the Ags is up for Blessed Kid going into the Scotty next. That should be when the Slark starts to feel more impactful. Start to get some of the lockdown and the follow through coming in on Alpha, but the angles are just so hard to find a comfy angle because it does feel like Nouns have been sticking together really well. And even when they're solo, they're solo in the opposite side of the map as to where Alpha's at. No easy way of just swinging in and finding some.
Lasso is out. Lilith gonna catch the Primal Beast. No onslaught for him. Takaya, do not run that way, sir. Run towards the left, but now that he's used the sticky bomb, they know he's there somewhere, so Gunner immediately just going to chase him down. They won't be able to... Oh, no, they will. Yamsun's there. I was about to say they weren't able to catch him, John. I was completely wrong in saying that, because Takaya is dead, but now Yamsun's in a bit of danger. He does have Dissimulate, however. And he will be able to find his own exit strategy. This kid, got to be kind of cautious. I was looking for a nice RP once the Dark Pact is down, naturally. Speaking of Gunner, apparently an Ags build is incoming, so you'll have the Horn toss up pretty soon.
Is pretty nice, just even more control. You know, just re-exploring Horn Toss as it once was.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Why not have some fun? Because you certainly, for the most part, don't see that Ags in most other games, but you've got the chance to do so here. Alpha, they'll smoke up. We need to see some track kills. 2 track kills here would be big.
Oh, into a Moonlight Shadow. Where's the detection? They pop the dust or drop the sentries, but now they're moving back in anyway. The black hole's up. They have found 2 of them. Both supports. They'll drag another one in. Blessed Kid was caught. And now the Primal. Satoshi is gone. Still is out of remnants. He will also drop. GG is called Alpha. They've seen enough. Full team wipe announced to finish this game. 27 minutes in. And a confident game for Nouns, to say the least. And Jonathan, that does officially mean Nouns have qualified their way to Bali.